Connecting everything, Blue. This session right here, brother, one for the books. LeBron James recently he made a tweet, shouting out Big Meech
I
right
thought you
across
was
the
gonna say.
street from the iconic Magic City where Meech he used to bless, and I already know when he's back, he'll be there frequently, probably for sure. But seeing how people like a Jason Whitlock or ESPN or Fox Sports, everybody's talking about why are we trying to make Big Meech this icon? But in that moment, Blue, of course, being from Atlanta, I remember growing up driving past on North Side and the billboards, it was there, BMF, right? It was everywhere. And knowing that Meech, of course, didn't just impact it and impact culture and black people on the streets, but as well through like everyday life. And, from the stories that I've heard about him being a great leader, blessing people, some people tell me that the most money that they ever made was with the Big Meech, right? But again, even seeing our own people say on social media that we shouldn't be trying to put this man in reverence. He's a monster. He killed other black people. He had our people on drugs. But then I think about the Kennedys. I think about so many other white families who were able to build empires off of drug business and then being able to make it legitimate or bootlegging, all of those things. Do you feel like a Big Meech and our dope boys who did sometimes give back, or a Bumpy Johnson who would give back, do you think that it's possible for these people to still be morally good? Or do you think that we shouldn't put these people on a pedestal? Because Blue, American culture as a whole, we love The Sopranos. We love The Godfather, Boardwalk Empire. We watch Power, Godfather of Harlem. We are obsessed with this, Snowfall. So how do you feel when people try to critique a Big Meech and say that, oh, we shouldn't put this man on a pedestal?
Again, yeah, our heroes are anti-heroes, right? Our heroes are anti-heroes. And it would have to. Like, I was writing a poem the other day, and I was speaking about, I used to root for Serpentor. Like, I'm not going to side with the G.I. Joes, Uncle Sam and them. Again, it depends on how you show up. I was raised as in a rebel household to be a rebel. So even if I come outside as the Christ, I gotta be anti-Christ to the system. If the system is built on a pile of lies and these institutions that are, you know what I mean, not the face of the essence behind the thing that they claim to be, right? So the hero would have to be the anti-hero in a society that is not one built on truth, that is one that's not built for the righteous, because there's nothing about this society that edifies righteousness. You know what I'm saying? They have been institutions that have been put in place to destroy the Black Messiah, to hunt down and destroy the Black Messiah, the rising one by any means. It's government policy to stomp it out. That's what domestic presidential politics affords you. Right? The bully pulpit and the ability to monitor and stamp out the rise of a Black Messiah. And then your foreign policy is to do that internationally with the rest of the cohorts, right? Who all do not want to see that happen because it's going to mess up everybody's bag. You feel me? Everybody's bag is going to be destroyed by the rise of this particular entity or this ideology. Right? Hence the fact that they said that there's a war on woke. Right? So how far does that trickle down before it gets to the base level where the fossils is at, and it's a war on consciousness, where the oil is at, right? When they finish drilling through all of that surface level ish, and they get to the progenitors, the backbone, the things that's really hoisting and holding this up, the fact that they had to slap and shellac a new name on it to hide the fact of what the hell was taking place on 125th Street, the spine of it. How long is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? So again, you either going to deal with the IDF or you're going to deal with Whitey's mess. You got a choice. That's what you're voting for. But either which way, it's not going to let you can't hide from your fears. You're going to have to face what you're going to have to, what you're looking for is looking for you. You've been talking all that smack all this time, and now it's here. And what is niggas doing? They running up underneath them pokes and you Nah, I was just playing. Let me get up underneath this deodorant, man. I loved you all this time. I heard a master teacher. No. I ain't gonna do it.
Hey, you trying to be good today.
I ain't gonna do it, man, but this is the most bitch assness I have ever seen in my life. And it's so many ciphers to win it and ate the steak. You know what I mean? Instead of standing up to this machine and knowing, it's just a test at the end of the day. You feel me? And a lot of people are failing miserably. What was the original question?
Man, you was flowing, Blue. Honestly, I forgot.
Oh, he's talking about Meech.
And the dope man,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like niggas, they can't look up to these conscious niggas. You feel me? Like, what are we left to look up to? Because you gotta look up. If you don't want young people to look down on them, you keep telling them don't look down and look up. All right, what are they looking up to? What are they aspiring to? Aspirational hip hop was the bad boy era. That was 30 years. Meech flourished during those times. I interviewed Meech, brilliant man.
Yeah.
And he had leader qualities because the people that I knew that was running with him, these are the people that other people looked up to. These are the people that was very hard to rein in because of the size of their ego and what they initially felt about themselves. And they met somebody who their light eclipsed their light, but not in a degree where it stamped their light out. He still let you shine. You know what I'm saying? Still let you shine. So we used to always be like, damn, like, imagine if he was conscious because he has a militant slant. You know what I mean? He always spoke militant. He always spoke about, not allowing the quote unquote man to be the man, taking back the title of massa for massa and his brotherhood, you know what I mean? And not allowing certain things to interfere with that, and equanimity amongst the brotherhood. You know what I mean? You got this, you got that, so you don't got scheme on what I got. You feel me? But feed your people, feed your family, feed your soldiers, lift your city up if possible. He was, participating in a dirty game. So judge ye not. I don't want to cast judgment on the man. And I don't also want to be naive when it says, fuck what I think and I don't think we should follow drug dealers. And yeah, but we do. And we have for the longest. And that's the whole case of the point. You know what I'm saying? The exception has become the rule. And they are sitting at the top of the nigga hierarchy. We've been entertained by his narrative for 3 years on BMF?
Yeah.
And people are not supposed to welcome him home. This nigga is, he's larger than life. If according to everything that you tell me, we supposed to die or go to jail, so here's this nigga who went to jail that's not dead, right? And his final season hasn't even come out in the realm of entertainment. You feel me? And the niggas that you look up to him. So we're not being realistic about where we're at, who's in charge, you feel me? Or where this thing is headed. I think that there's hopefully life after prison for Big Meech, and hopefully it would be in the capacity of him showing his leadership skills and qualities to younger men and women in this country who he don't want to see go to the penitentiary, because he has the ability to do that. You know what I mean? As long as he's compensated for those abilities, because he deserves it. Like, he's you know what I mean? Like, you would want to keep him on your side if that's the things that you want him promoting and doing for the culture. You feel me? Because he got an open ticket to do anything else from anywhere else or anybody else that feels like, this is the game personified in the form and life of one person. Because again, yes, Big Meech made sure that everyone around him ate, and they fed entire ecosystems. That's like when Mansa Musa came through, you feel me, and propped up economies. That's how it was. I seen it in Atlanta. I seen it when they went to Florida, to Miami. I seen them prop up economies everywhere that they went. You know what I'm saying? I seen them put a different sheen and luster on the nightlife shit that, again, was still hostage to what Puff and New York promoters was doing. I seen them blow that shit out the water. I seen them become the personification of the shit that rappers was just rapping about, but didn't have the budget to actually do. Cause none of these niggas was willies coming out of New York. They was all nickel and dime niggas with record contracts. They really didn't have the heart and the will to be leaders to make other people follow their movements. Not one of them niggas. Near one of them. Right? So if he had the criteria to be the official tissue like that, in this society, because of what it has become and the fact that a lot of it came out of the soil that he planted, why should he not be able to benefit from that until something else is done, you know what I mean, to create a new reality? And that has not been done yet. These niggas don't have the gonads to go against the people at the top of that dominant hierarchy. The feds is doing it for, you know what I mean, for the culture. They the only ones getting these niggas out the way. And then we crying when that happened, but we say that something needs to change. How's it gonna change? How is, again, catching a body and rhyming about it and then creating a career from it and then being contracted by a multinational, transnational corporation that's also making bread from it, and you going on tour with it. And niggas like, I feel for his children. It's like, what has he been feeding? He been feeding his children sloth with blood in it for how long? And he was gang before he was the daddy. So who he really belonged to? Because I've been to them gang funerals, my nigga, and they tell the mama, step aside, we got this. Your child is not yours. Right? And she has to come to terms with that stark fucking reality because they want to put goddamn bullets in the goddamn tomb and a bottle of Hennessy and a flag. And she can't put the baby pictures in there because they ain't your baby, mama. When we going to deal with that? We don't want to deal with these stark realities, but we want to, again, it's real handsome and cute to get online and be like, what about their kids? Come on, son. Like, their career was making mamas cry. Destroying magnetic fields. It all reverberates. And the white boy is coming like the white cancer cell, cleaning up the cancer. So, yeah, we are tasked with looking at two stark realities, you know? What would the cleanup continue to look like under a second term Democratic administration with a DA who represents time now in place to be president, who has to show and prove that she's hard on crime, right? Because she got to cut her teeth. So this is where the Democrats was at when Joe Biden had to pass the crime bill in '94. They was coming out of the Bush era, and the Republicans were saying the Dems was too liberal. They're too soft on crime, which means what? You care too much about these niggas to really put a foot on them, and that makes us worried about you. And we're gonna go tell these white people, see at your next. Hold on now, hold on. If you just need us to see us sacrifice some niggas, that's all you need to just be chill. We're willing to do that, right? And then you become the bargaining chip to keep white voters in place so they don't kick these niggas out from the Blue Lodge. That's all this shit is. They playing table tennis with your black ass, and you ain't figured it out yet.